Hello everyone and welcome back. It is that time again to kick off the 100 Season 7 Episode 3 review. In this episode we return to the perspective of Planet Alpha or Sanctum, and much like the first episode we are based around Russell and maintaining peace in Sanctum while everyone else seems more interested in killing each other. In this episode, we see a lot of the final scenes to come from the trailer. Of course, there is still a little more from the trailer to come, but most of the big lines, such as fighting is who we are and Clark saying goodbye to her mother, are said. The rest of the scenes, for the most part, are the next episode. We also see Gaia say farewell to the Flame, later saying farewell to all the power the Flame gave them over one crew, with Gaia telling them the truth, with us seeing the return of clans, now that there is no one keeping them together. The main centerpiece of this episode though is the reactor below Sanctum. We know it has been having issues for a while as it was mentioned in the first episode of the season, but for the most part for this episode it was practically beginning to melt down, and without one crew to help, Raven recruits Aegis prisoners. Imori goes in to fix the main reactor and eventually it comes to the point where Raven locks Murphy in to weld the pipes, as the cockroach of course will do anything to save his own life, which is kinda cold even for Raven. It also turns out that the prisoner Hatch is to at least some point a decent dude, and I could definitely get used to him being around, and yep, he's dead. Damn it Raven. Of course, Nikki doesn't take this too well, almost killing Raven. This is quite a genius arc for her in my opinion, as up until now most of her decisions have been without serious consequence, shy of small things, but now she is almost in Clark's shoes, having to make decisions that end in death regardless, which further convinces me that perhaps the writers are preparing the group for Clark's death. But since this is the last season, I'm expecting a big death, or maybe many big deaths anyway. The Dark Commander spends the entirety of the episode trying to keep himself alive, manipulating Jordan and the followers of the Primes to put an assassination attempt into action, ending in the death of one of his followers, who volunteered to shoot him, which sounds a bit odd to say. This leads to Indra realizing that they could not assassinate him without risking an uprising of the true believers. This leads me to one of my main complaints of the episode. Why wasn't this thought of a long time ago? The first thing I was thinking was this exact point. You're living with a bunch of people that believe he's literally a god, and yet you're just going to kill him and live happily ever after. Yeah, I don't think so. But in the end it looks like the Dark Commander may have kept himself alive, at least for the meantime, and eats a cookie as a reward. And why is it that J.R. Bourne can even make eating a cookie look evil? Overall, I enjoyed this episode better than the first, a little less than the second, and at least in my opinion it almost feels like the first and second episode could have been the same episode. But this does do more than the first, setting up the next episode where we should see the return of the Sanctum and Skyring teams. Going forward, I'm expecting the Dark Commander and the Disciples to be the main antagonist, but I also expect Nikki to be an antagonist, at least to some extent. How long that'll last? No clue. Anyway everyone, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Also feel free to check out my The 100 Season 7 playlist and my Snowpiercer playlist, if you were watching that of course. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the future. Bye.